And then the LED, the way that one works is kind of the same. So it's backlit, and then the LEDs, but they're much better polymer, how they open up. And now the newer ones, the actual individual cells on the display light up. So it's much better. The newer ones are incredible. They're incredible pictures, especially the high resolution. And now they have them that are shaped and everything else today. I'm sure you know about that. So emerging flat panel technologies. Again, this is old stuff. This is not emerging today. This class is old. This stuff is outdated, but you need to understand that you might see this stuff and they're going to ask you test questions about it. So they have electroluminescent displays, ELDs. They emit light from phosphors. So these were poor qualities. They have lower quality color and require higher power usage. And that's what led to the plasma displays, right? So everything kind of looks like a blob if you zoom in on it, but when you zoom out, it looks like a real picture. So the plasma worked this way. You had to change out the gas in the plasma about every 5 years. The picture would slowly fade over time, and then that's how you knew you needed to change your gas, because your friends would come over and say, "What is wrong with your TV?" And you're like, "What's wrong with my TV? It looks fine." Well, you got used to it. When they come in from the outside, they could see right away that it was very dark. So they use, they work much like fluorescent lights, and they use phosphor films to produce a color image, and they have lower contrast and brightness and require high power uses. Man, did they use some power. And the gas was expensive when you had to change it. Installing and maintaining FPDs. In general, FPDs are installed and maintained the same way as CRTs. You must use a compatible display card. These were also pretty heavy. The operating, where the LEDs are super light, right? The operating system must have drivers. Multi-system switches might be incompatible. You could wipe the screen with a dry, soft cloth to remove dust. And you should use an uninterruptible power supply or a surge protector because they had sensitive electronic components in them. Early PC card display adapters. Whew, this one goes way back. We had the monochrome display adapter. The old green and black screen is probably what you might have seen in a movie somewhere or a picture in some of the programs that you would see today, like SSH. If you see the old yellow and black, that's a VGA, or color graphics adapter, CGA or EGA. But before that, we had the green, and that was an MDA, or even no green, where it was literally monochrome, only shades of gray, right? So that was the MDA. And the CGA is where we got the green and black and a few shades of color. And then we had the EGA, which gave us a few more shades of color. And then we got to the VGA. And then the video memory and processor demands. The amount of memory determines the amount of color and resolution. So you have to compute all these things, and you need some memory to do that. The color depth multiplied by resolution determines the amount of memory needed. You need to remember that for the test. The color depth multiplied by the resolution. More colors at higher resolution require more memory and processor power. More colors at a higher resolution, because you're just scaling that up, right? If you have a resolution X times Y, and then you have 6,000 pixels, and you're going to increase the resolution, so we're going to put more density in there, well, then you just tripled or quadrupled your memory usage, right, and processing power. So the video card needs memory and processing power. That's why you see that in the 3D games. They use a lot of rendering and things like that on the fly. So they need a lot of RAM, a lot of high-speed RAM. If your system's using, you know, some old-style RAM, you might have a VGA, a video graphics adapter with DDR5 memory, you know, 16 times better memory quality than your old computer memory had. So it gets a lot better. Display coprocessors handle tasks that would normally slow down the PC. So we have these incredibly super fast video cards that can actually go and do bit mining and stuff. And they are incredibly fast. Advanced display adapters. Again, these are not advanced today. These are incredibly old, but you need to know this stuff for the test. A type of card, colors, resolution. The VGA graphics adapter is 8-bit. The SVGA was 8-bit. The SVGA was 16-bit. SVGA 32-bit. So we have 8, 8, 16, and 32. The difference is in the number of colors and the amount of memory you had, which is limited, which will limit the resolution. So the 8-bit supported 256 colors because we talked about the binary, and 8 bits can represent some maximum size numbers, so there's your limiting factor. Then the 16-bit gave you 64,000 colors, and then the 32-bit gave you 16 million colors. Video memory, fast page mode RAM, FPM RAM. We had video RAM, and then we had extended data out DRAM, or EDO RAM, and then window RAM, synchronous graphics RAM, and then multi-bank DRAM, or MDRAM. So many different kinds. Again, we're using DDR5 today, which is not even listed, or even better now. So memory video resolution, so 640 by 480. So these are still, you will see these around today. And here's what they consume. They require this much stuff to give you these features, right? 256 colors, 64,000 colors, or 16 million colors. So 640 by 480, 800 by 600, 1024, 768, and they go all the way up to 1600 by 1200. So back then that was huge. And you needed 2 megabits for 256 colors, 4 megabits for RAM, up to 64,000 colors, and you needed 6 megabits of RAM for 16 million colors. And again, we know we support a much wider screen resolution today on any basic system. With respect to display adapters, text-based adapters under MS-DOS do not require software drivers. Windows, Microsoft Windows OS 2 and other graphics-rich environments require drivers. Display drivers adjust the refresh rate, resolution, and other features. And when installing a new card or operating system, you should check the manufacturer's website for the latest display drivers. Again, we're talking about MS-DOS, right? So text-based adapters don't require it, but some of them did to produce some of the games that they had back then. And then Windows, they're actually talking about OS 2. That's IBM's operating system 2. That's their answer to Windows, which died off back in the day. And other graphics-rich environments require drivers. Today, we know that we plug and play these things and they just work. Sometimes you do need to install drivers for the video cards today, but not too often. They'll just go and fetch it on their own most of the time. So choosing a display system, consider the maximum viewable area that you need. For graphics, for faster graphics applications, use a fast graphics-rich adapter with VRAM or WRAM. Again, today we know we use DDR5 or better, right, for video cards. For multimedia systems, consider TV out, TV tuner, and hardware DVD acceleration. That's not really an issue today, right? These things are coming built in that you can use them with a computer. As long as they support 1080p resolution, they're coming with Netflix and all that kind of stuff, the smart TVs. And if desk space is limited, consider a flat panel display and consider the trade-offs in cost and performance. Again, you would not want to use a plasma today. They just consume too much power and the quality is not really that good for using it as a computer display.